So I put up the fire, walked to the basin, tapped the tap sensor, about to wash my hands, and I was bewildered by what I saw beside me. This elderly man ripped open a bag of vegetables, those with a long stalk. I don't know exactly the variant, and tossed each stalk into the basin and started washing them. I could smell the green chlorophyll, the leafy smell that emanates from vegetables once you wash them. And I was in the toilet of a library. Fancy that. I'm not judging him, but he looked aloof when I turned to look at him and at the vegetables, and again I looked at him again. He looked completely aloof, as if I didn't exist, as if I wasn't standing behind him. He wasn't embarrassed. So I did my thing, left the toilet. Let me remind you again, this is a National Library public toilet. This elderly man was washing his vegetables. He probably bought from the nearby Sing Song outlet in the sink of a public male toilet. So the librarian eventually turned up. She had to um, call her male colleague because the incident took place in the male toilet. But by then, the male elderly patron of the library had already left the toilet. Instead he sauntered to the lounge area and sat down at one of the terminals. His bag of wet vegetables um, sat on the table beside the terminal. Clear evidence of his alleged weird antic. I watched the saga from just like a distance. Um, you could see that the male and female librarians approached him with a lot of hesitance. Um, the male librarian, I know him because I see him regularly. Very, very nice man. He's probably around my age. He politely asked them, spoke to the male elderly person, and well, what happened next was just a scene from a Taiwanese drama I used to watch when I was younger. He blew his top, immediately accusing the librarian of wrongfully accusing him of doing something he never did. I heard words like, "Show me a video evidence. What video do you have to support this? What proof do you have?" And he was just yelling and berating the librarian. He could immediately. I felt sorry for them. Immediately, thoughts of difficult parents in schools came to mind, and I just went, "Oh my God, what just happened? This man has no shame, or rather, he's unremorseful when they were just there to gently remind him not to do it again, to not wash vegetables in a public library toilet." Yeah, so the librarian retreated, shook their heads, sighed, and when they walked past me, the female librarian showed me that she had a card on a lanyard, a sign that says mutual respect. I said, the male librarian added, "Let's just leave him alone." They didn't chase him away. They allowed him to continue his browsing at the terminal. But within like half an hour, the elderly man got up and sheepishly left, went down the stairs, and he disappeared. Wow. I don't judge the male elderly person for washing his vegetables, but mm, yeah, I see very strange behavior of elderly folks. Whether he is really trying to save water in these perilous times, um, or he's just one of the habits the elderly persons acquire. hoarding, extreme measures to manage daily chores. And I've seen a few. And I mean, it's acclimatizing to these, but um, unusual behavior of the elderly that I come across every other week. And it's just being sensitive and doing it with compassion like the librarian had done despite being berated. Yeah. Um, on a separate note, first steps first step, the Fantastic Four, the reviews. One of the reviews of the trailers came out, and they talk about Sue, one of Fantastic Four, the Invisible Woman. She is actually pregnant with a new mutant character who can create universes. Her pregnancy just drew my mind to the first steps, which I never saw of Sprite and Spunky. I adopted them when they were probably a few years old, and now they're old. Sprite is dead. And last night, Spunky, after having her dinner in her caged area, she was pacing very restlessly, and I was just speaking to her, wondering if anything's bothering her. Then I started singing to her just these random tunes and song, telling her that I miss them, I miss their old selves, I love her, and then she slowly calmed down and stopped and just looked at me, and then she sat down and lied. Then she lay down, and then she just lay down on newspaper and fell asleep. Wow. Another new discovery. I never knew that this could work. It helps really to manage this restless pacing Spunky in her dementia stormed mind. No pun intended with the mutants multiverse. Yeah, I was very happy to be able to put Spunky to sleep by singing to her. She's the elderly Spunky is really like a child in a wrecked elderly body, and she responded to music and my singing. It was bad singing then. Amazing. Okay. Have a good day, everyone.